Hi, I'm Jim Sanders. I'm real excited about the Disciple Like Jesus groups that are beginning this week. I hope that you've signed up for one. I brought Phil Maynard's book, Disciple Like Jesus. It's going to be a great time together as we learn over the next 6-7 weeks about what it means to be a disciple like Jesus. You can go to our website and you can find a group that might meet your needs. I hope you'll do that. That's an interesting word, isn't it? Disciple like Jesus. That word disciple, sometimes we like to think that it's just a learning. A disciple learns about someone or they follow them. But actually, back in Jesus' day, back in the day, a disciple was someone who became like someone else. A disciple was an apprentice. That's the word I'm looking for. They were apprentice, so sort of like an apprentice to a blacksmith. To be an apprentice to a blacksmith, you live with the blacksmith, you did what the blacksmith did, you ate what the blacksmith ate, and you did the work and you learned the routine of life. That's what a disciple is. And in the book, let me grab it again, Disciple Like Jesus, Phil Maynard talks about disciples being becomers. We're becoming like Jesus. And we're going to talk in the next 6 or 7 weeks in our sermon series about different lifestyles. And the first one is a lifestyle of worship. Worship, two types of worship we're really focusing on. First is corporate worship. We know all about that. Oh man, it's great to gather with the saints on a Sunday morning or some other morning and just sing praises to God and worship and say the affirmations and say the prayers together, receive the sacraments. That's something that we really missed it sometimes during the past year because of what I call the COVID bug. It just prevented us. Thank God we've been meeting 4 weeks in a row now, and it's been great on Sundays to worship together. Now it's still a little different. The masks do that. I mean, I still want to hug folks. I mean, I know you do too. I still want to have the children come down for us to mix and mingle that time with young disciples. I really want to see some smiles. Get rid of the mask. I haven't seen anyone smile and worship in forever, and I can't tell if someone's snoring or not during the sermon because the mask covers half their face. But it's great to be in corporate worship, to come together into the house of God and worship. And the other sort of worship is what you might call everyday worship. Every day. Do you worship every day? And I know a lot of people hear that and they say, oh, do you have a quiet time? And that's part of it, but I really mean, are you having a time of worship in everything that you do? Is everything surrendered to God as an offering? That's something that acknowledges the greatness and goodness of God. The best example of that in my life is June of 2018. Before June of 2018, one of my favorite verses was Psalm 118, verse 24. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Love that verse. After June, after I'd had a triple bypass and wasn't really sure if I was going to live or not, that verse really took on meaning. This is the day the Lord has made, and I'm alive. I want to give thanks. I'm going to be glad in it. And I found myself worshiping in the middle of the day, all day long. There was just an explosion of life in me, wanting to worship, wanting to surrender to God. Everything in my life is an act of worship, whether that was cutting the grass or reading a book or socializing or listening to someone who had called me for some help, whether it was just playing, everything. So I want to close with a verse from Romans, the 12th chapter, the first verse, and this is from the Message. Paul says, so here's what I want you to do, God helping you. Take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Wow. That's everyday worship. I want to challenge you to use your one and only life, each and every day, all aspects of your life, all times of the day, to bring glory and honor to God. Worship every day. Worship. That's a really good work of life and a work of being a disciple. Worship. Have a great day.